Well, hello there, everybody. How's it going? I'm like half a minute late. I'm so shocked at how I was not able to keep a schedule. No, yeah, I actually was in a game that ran a little bit over time. Anyways, but boom, here we are today. It is Thursday. It is May 9th, and it is the fourth day of StarCasts for this week. It's the last day of StarCasts for this week, and so I've done 8 so far. I'm gonna hit double digits next week. I'm excited. But today we're gonna do another Apophis game. There's not a whole lot new in our cast. There's some stuff, but I want to leave some of that for some other people as well. And Apophis said this replay was amazing and awesome, and it would probably fill up the entire time. So it's a long game. So I'm gonna load it up. See how we do, huh? Anyways, by the way, did anyone else think today was really long? It was super long for me. It was like ungodly long. I'm gonna get into my chat channel really quick, just in case anyone's actually there. It's gonna get really weird for a minute because it'll sound like you can hear me, and I'm gonna like turn it off really quickly. Mute. Oh, good muting. Okay, there we go. And I'm pausing everything, but I'm on my chat channel, guys. I need to sign in. I'm really behind today on all of this stuff. Mute, pause. Chat. Why won't you load chat? There we are. And there's nobody there. Okay, no big deal. I didn't advertise that much today. I actually am going to work on getting more viewers, but I'm also going to ladder more so I can get more better. More GG. More skill. Okay, alright, I'm going to stop with the silliness and get into the game. So, without further ado, I present to you, making sure it's the right thing. It totally is. There we go. It is Neoplanet S, a map that everyone has seen quite a lot of lately. Okay, and I have way too high graphics. Once again, I need to keep switching these very quickly. God. I'm sorry. I will get better, I promise. So this is going to be a ZvZ. Spawning in the top right-hand corner, the blue Zerg. It is Jobione. I'll have an extra large with Jobione. Now I'm really hungry for pizza. And spawning in the bottom right corner, it is the red Zerg player, Apophis. Also one of my mods. He is awesome, guys. Go watch his games when he streams. He's like an uberly cool, good player, and yeah, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna get straight into production on here on Neoplanet and see what both players are going. Obviously, mirror matchups as I continue to iterate tend to be a little bit mirrory in the first couple of minutes, and it really only gets that interesting when the players both decide to diverge and you see what they can do. Or if they do the exact same strategy, it's kind of cool. But look at this exact scouting at both of them at 13, 12, whatever supply they were at. Oh my god, it's almost like they're reading each other's minds because they're in a hive. They read this. I'm gonna let myself out of that one. Let's start over. It's almost like they have a hive mind or something. Oh my god, guys, Zerg lore. What? I'm talking about story. What? Early gas going down for Jobione, who is looking to possibly either get some speedlings out, maybe a baneling bust. It's super effective against a lot of the light Zerg units, and a spawning pool is going to go down before anything of the related sort of Jobione, but only by a few seconds. He does himself throw down a spawning pool, and Apophis scouts this right away. But of course, now Jobione is getting in here, seeing that almost the opposite is happening. A spawning pool goes down while an extractor is done. But look at the workers on everything right now, because there's nothing in the gas. Apophis does have up. He has a lot more workers in his mineral line, so he's also a little bit closer to being supply blocked. He's higher up there, so he's probably waiting to get out. Oh, I don't know. He's got an overload in production, but now he gets one worker in gas, so he's going to get very, very slow gas. Meanwhile, Jobione takes an expansion, and of course, so does Apophis. So what is going on here for these players? It'll be interesting to see. With just one gas and saturation, Apophis is definitely going for much more mineral income, and you can see he's just he's actually behind. Oh. Okay. Okay, never mind. Forget what I said. And there we go, there we go, there we go. Apophis fills out his gas. I guess he just wanted a little bit more minerals for the time being. And we're going to see Jobione end up getting a speedling upgrade, so he is in fact going to be going for those fastlings. He doesn't have anything out on the field right now in terms of units, and neither does Apophis. It has been a very macro-centric game so far, but we are only 4.5, not even, minutes in. And there goes the Baneling Nest, so it is going to be a bust. Will this bust up Apophis? I don't know. I don't even know. But there comes the queen out. She's going to be injecting all that larva. That looks delicious. Look at that delicious larva. And here's where the builds start to get interesting. So Apophis is starting to prepare some defenses. He's going to throw out a Baneling Nest as well, but he's a little bit behind on this one. So this Baneling Nest is almost finished. I don't know how much of a difference this is going to make because neither player has a significant number of Zerglings on the field. In fact, I think the first of them were just starting to spawn for Jobione. And with this Overlord, this clutch placement of this Overlord, no matter where the Lings go, he can scout it. Look, there he goes, and he can see, yep. He can see that those Lings did in fact do a run-by. Oh no, I better prepare. And there's a queen. A couple more Lings are going to be in production. Actually, a lot of drones are in production right now for Apophis, so maybe he's not too worried about this. But here come the Lings. They're going to be running straight to that base, and a couple of them are following up. They might target fire down that queen, and they're going to get her. Oh, but the Lings even get away. Ooh, that was not good. Apophis takes a bit of a hit there, but he keeps on chugging. He builds himself an Evo chamber in the meanwhile. And, Jobione is going to upgrade to those Banelings, and they're going to pop right on those Lings. There we go, but one of them does get spent, so now we only have 2 left. Those Lings are going up to try and bust the Banelings, but they're going to be running into the base trying to do as much damage as they possibly can. Early game micro for the win, and there go all the Lings and the Banes. A good trade for Jobione, who is so far a little bit on the up and up, but this is pretty even. I mean, those are very micro transactions, if you will. It's almost as if this was a free-to-play game. But both players are actually relatively even out. Jobione realizes, okay, I don't have anything left right now. I could build more Lings, but obviously he's got a good defense, so I'm going to build a couple of Spines, because he might want to counterattack. And Apophis does actually have himself a good number of Lings, but not too many. Instead, he's going to look to expand. He's going to pop it right down in here, and there we are. Yes, indeed. What else is going on? One Carapace is going down, so a very macro-centric game that Apophis is going to be playing. He wants to get an economic lead over his opponent, who has not committed super aggressively, but done a lot of these poking attacks, and therefore has to be a little bit further behind in econ. He's also built a couple of these Spines, and, you know, while they're good, there was no hint of an attack coming, so Jobione might have just panicked a bit when he didn't have anything on the field. So he's also building a lot of Lings, so we are going to see another timing push. I'm going to guess at 9 minutes. But with the number of Lings that Apophis has on the field, it's probably not going to matter too much. 2 gases are going down at his natural. Meanwhile, his his main base, his other gas is just finished up. He has 2 Evo chambers now on the field, and his other hatchery is about halfway there. So we are starting to see a good transition to a little more gas-centric play. He's not yet saturated these two, but he has a lot of Lings. I'm going to guess he's going to be building up. Yes, it is a Spore Crawler, not a Spire. I'm going to guess a Spire, but Jobione actually has a Spire himself. He's, of course, not even mining out of this other gas, so he might have mis-macroed a little bit. He only has 2 bases, and for the moment, so does Apophis, but not for very long, I don't think. So a couple of spores coming out on the field, so Apophis is looking to defend against any Muta harassment that he suspects might be there. He does not know it's coming, but it is likely, given the number of Lings, that is going to be a very popular composition these days. And a lot of Lings, speaking of, for Apophis as well, who right now is manning up the front of his base with just a lot of these guys. That raptor skin is so cool, by the way. Oh my god. And here come the other Lings to do a little bit of a run-by, and a 3rd base is going down for Jobione, but he is behind right now. His production is going to be suffering, and if you take a look at the income tab, yeah, we see he's actually ahead. So I'm not sure how this is happening. I guess it's the difference in harvester count. But look, it's about to even out. Apophis does have, yes, he does in fact have a lot more drones in production. Couple more drones in production, but here come the Mutalisks for Jobione, who is going to be attempting to do some kind of harassment play. But the Spore Crawlers are going to not entirely shut that down, but depending on the number of mutas, there's only, yes, 4 out right now. It's not going to be that big of a deal, and this base is most heavily defended. Apophis, good placement. One of them up the mineral line, the other one up in the front, so no matter where the mutas go, they're not going to be able to pick off these drones without getting some blowback. One drone missing out of that mining gas, so maybe... Yeah, okay, he gets a Spire, but it's at the 1111. Okay, so we see now that that's not really going to be too big a deal. These mutas are going to come in and try to attempt a bit of a flyby, but there's really nowhere they can go, and it's not worth it for these 4 drones. Even this Overlord, no, it's not. Okay, but here comes a giant Ling army, and they're going to hopefully do a fair amount of damage. Apophis says, I don't know if I want to attack. I'm losing my Overlord over there, but I know his units are out of position, so I'm going to come in there and spend a couple of Banes. Oh, my goodness, and then they do in full retreat. They can, of course, do nothing against those Mutalisks. So he's baiting a couple of Lings, but he's going to run them all back on home. So there we go. There we go, there we go, there we go. Oh, but there they go again. Oh, my goodness, there they go. And there, just a little Ling cloud just running around the map right now. And, of course, defensive maneuver for Jobione, putting a bunch of these Lings and these Mutas at his main base, or out in front of his natural. He is not going to attack. He doesn't want to risk these Mutas anymore, and he knows they're Spore Crawlers. He unfortunately picked, like, the worst base to harass because there were 2. But now Mutas are coming up as well for Apophis, who is transitioning reasonably well. He's also getting 2 ground armor, and yeah. And now the Mutas are apparently a big problem for Jobione too, he thinks, so he's going to build a lot of Spore Crawlers to defend his bases. Pretty much exactly the same placement for each player. I mean, yeah, it's pretty straight up even there, and a couple more gases that are not being entirely mined out. So may have been a little premature to take those gases, but that's okay. So Ling Muta. Obviously the Muta advantage right now goes to Jobione, who has also built some Banelings, and Apophis has really not. He's not really using this, but that's okay. He's doing all right despite it. He has superior Ling numbers by far. But it doesn't matter when there's a lot of Mutas, because Mutas can't be attacked by Lings. StarCraft 101, guys. But there are going to be some Mutas coming out on the field for Apophis very, very soon. They are, in fact, in production right now, and a couple of them are... Are they scouting? I don't think there are any. No, there aren't. Okay, a couple of Ling scouts. So a little bit late to be getting some of these Mutas out, especially considering there's a large force of them right now. I think Jobione has something like, what is that? I don't know. That's like... guys, I don't think I can count. That's like 21, right? Okay, and they're going to intercept this tiny little run-by force of Lings who are just coming in to scout, but that's okay. They see what's going on. They know, okay, maybe I can get one of these drones or 2. And, okay, whatever. There come a couple of Mutas, and they're mixed in with the Overlords, who are just kind of spawning, all rallying to the same place right now. And 3-base play for both these Zerg players is very, very macro-focused, but there have been a lot of little pokes, a lot of back and forth, and the superior Muta numbers are just ridiculous. But Apophis, able to bring a lot of Mutas into the fight, is going to catch these Lings in a bad position. They're going to have to retreat and get picked off one by one. And here come the Mutas for another counterattack. So it is a Ling Muta battle all around the map. Though none with the numbers is going to win this one. The upgrades are just about dead even. Apophis leading the edge on ground armor, but those Mutas are really what he wants to worry about, so I think he came off better there for sure. He's definitely lost more resources, but I think a lot of that was due to some of the flybys, to be honest. And of course, a lot of more production coming out of these players. 2 ground armor and 1 attack for, respectively, Jobione and Apophis, and these Mutas are going to try to find a way to break through the defenses that this base has, but there are quite a lot of them, and there will be an aerial dogfight between these Mutalisks right here, who do manage to take out the gas, costing Apophis a few minerals and some future gas mining to try and slow the Muta production so that he can take an advantage. Right now, very defensive play from Apophis. He's not really going out. He hasn't made a big committed attack all game. He did have a little bit of a push here back at about 8 or 9 minutes. But, you know, he has been harassing and scouting reasonably well. And, yep, there they go. The Mutas. So, yes, they're going to be doing a flyby nighttime. And they're actually going to target fire down the Spire. They're going to be going in for a suicide aerial bombing. And now there are no more mutas that Jobione can produce. In the meantime, the Lings are going to be doing a run-by in the third base. They will actually do a ton of damage. They can take out the drones. If they're properly microed, they can take out almost all of these drones before anything even happens. And they might even be able to fend off this other Ling force. This is not looking good for Jobione. Yes, he has a F-ton of mutas. And Apophis has lost a lot, but no more production can be made until Aspire is rebuilt. And it's not even in production for Jobione. He is fully focusing on his units. He is not worrying at all. I guess he is pretty close to maxed out on mutas right now. He's got a lot, man. So he's going to counterattack pretty hard. And he's going to do a lot of damage, but even so, Apophis is sitting nice right now. He's happy about what's going on. And yeah, a couple more Spore Crawlers going down because he knows there's probably going to be a big counterattack coming pretty soon. Jobione's in a bad spot, losing that Spire. Yes, he took down a lot of mutas with it, but it was probably worth it. We're getting close to evened out again. Apophis still slightly behind in units lost and minerals lost. And look at this worker supply, though. Because of those Lings, he completely neutralized this base, and he shut down everything. So there's not a lot that Jobione can do except run Banelings all over the place, but he doesn't finish the hatchery! Oh, instead he focuses on the Lings, and he does lose a lot of them, and he doesn't get a lot for his buck. Okay, but it does look like that the mutas finished that one off. So both players right about even once again. But Apophis is still in a better position. He has a slight supply lead at the moment. He didn't lose a lot of units in this attack. He only lost the target-fired hatchery, which he immediately rebuilds. And Jobione is just letting his own base fall by the wayside. So we see, unless something really drastic happens and these Lings come in here and just nuke this base, which they'll do a lot of damage, but with those 3 spores, it's a bit scary. He's not going to win this battle of attrition. He's got a lot of units, and he's almost rebuilt his Spire. But he does not have a third base, and he has not had a third base for some time. So all of those Lings get killed, and yeah, Apophis hoping to see a third base rebuilt and killing it is not going to see that, going to be disappointed. But now there's another dogfight while the Lings just sit there. What are they going to do? Maybe they should be running in. I don't know. But it looks like Apophis's army is going to be taken down here, and he really should be running his Lings to a different location. He could do a serious amount of damage with a run-by, and he is going to do that. He is going to run straight into the main base. He's going to break through the walls, but he's only getting a couple of units in there. He's mostly neutralized, but he's still going to take out a lot of worker units, and that is once again going to cost Jobione quite a lot of minerals. So this attack completely fended off, of course, and now the supply lead is back. Actually, just about even because of the reproduction, the ridiculous restocking of these Zerg units. They are always in stock. And yeah, Apophis sitting pretty on 3 bases once again. Not really heavily mined on any of them. A little bit overmined. Those of you who played Brood War, that was a joke. That was a joke for you. I hope you enjoyed. When a Zerg player has too many drones on his minerals, he is overmined. If that makes anywhere near the front page of Reddit /r/StarCraft, I will be a very happy man. Somebody please make that into a thing. I don't even need the karma. I don't need the imaginary internet points, but I would love somebody to make that an awesome joke. Anyway, so the third base now being a bit of a concern for Jobione. He wants to take it out and make sure that he can finish this game very quickly because he is, of course, behind in Econ. Not by much, but still. Apophis has done a pretty good job maintaining building up and maintaining a very slim lead. Even though he's a bit behind in muta production, he macroed up like boss. And I'm not just saying that because he is my awesome moderator and good buddy, but he is not really committed to Banes because there isn't a super heavy Ling force. These mutas have been the real problem all day, and you know, if there could be a tech switch coming up, that might be very, very interesting. But right now, it's going to be very committed instead. So it is sort of a complete, really a Zerg dogfight. I mean, Ling muta on both sides of the field all game have been, you know, we've seen a lot of back and forth. We've seen a lot of different things happening, but of course, the reasonably sized force is going to be doing another run by, and it's going to get in and find that hatchery. If it's not canceled, there's going to be a lot of minerals lost for Jobione. Even if a lot of these Lings are going to get taken out, they're going to, cancel. But, you know, the macro lead is very, very crucial in any kind of match, mirror matchup especially. If you pull ahead by like a couple hundred minerals a minute, you're going to be in the lead as long as you can hold out. So every second that Jobione is not attacking, He's actually getting closer to losing. I'm thinking Apophis is going to take this. He's also, Jobione is also not really macroing his drones very well. I mean, he's got a bunch of them sitting out on the field. He could be focusing a little more intensely on that. Neither player are actually taking any more bases, but right now Apophis has 3 full bases. He's, of course, mined out. He is, in fact, overmined on his main, but he's doing pretty good despite it. There's, you know, a lot of units he has, and he's probably caught up in muta numbers, I think. Yeah, like, there's a giant muta ball here for Jobione, but look at this. There's just as many mutas for Apophis, and he's also got a crap ton of lings. And it looks like a 4th base is being taken for Apophis, who wants, and a 5th. Oh, he's going to double expand, take the risk, but here come the mutas. This is not going to be good if he loses all of those. It won't be the end of the world for him, but yeah, he saw that. Overlord Scout saw that, and no cancel. Apophis losing 300 minerals there, but he's like, man, I'm just going to attack you. I want to draw your mutas away. That might have even been his plan. He reacted a little bit slowly to it, but that might have actually been what he was trying to do, which would be really awesome, and I would love that. But here we go. We're going to see another dogfight. A couple of shots gotten off on Apophis' giant muta ball, while Jobione's is going to circle around and intercept. I think Apophis doesn't want to risk this. In terms of upgrades, both players are reasonably even. Actually, it looks like a little bit behind for Apophis. That's not entirely good, and he's, of course, on the home turf. That's not going to be the greatest thing. He's going to have to run away and rebuild. As long as he can get back to home base, he's in good shape. He has, of course, expansions on both the diagonals. He's going to be drawing and baiting these other mutas back to his base, and they're going to say, no thank you. This game is very intense, very macro-focused. It's sort of a lukewarm intensity. I don't want to sound like I'm bored, obviously. No, I'm not at all. This is a very back-and-forth game, and I know so many things both players could be doing right now to try and take a lead. And finally, yes, some of these drones do get pulled, and that's what I was expecting to see, hopefully. But Jobione has not really been effectively microing his drones, or macroing them for that matter. Not doing a whole lot of anything. He does have a macro hatch, but he's not producing anything out of it, of course, except a couple mutas. Oh, and that base of Apophis is going to go down in the top bottom right corner. The top bottom right corner, little known location. It's like a secret part of maps. You can only get there by not making any sense at all. So the Ling run by is going to get completely neutralized and shut down, and now he's going to see another muta flyby by Apophis, who's going to come straight into the main base of Jobione, see what he can see, run by, not take too much damage, and then there's going to sow, oh, there's a Spire, I'm going to kill that again. Yeah, thanks, bye. And then he heads back over here to run away as fast as he can. Meanwhile, this other base is being taken out by a bunch of Jobione's Lings, but those bases have kind of just been there to, I don't know, chill. This other muta ball is going to catch these mutas out of position. Not super out of position, but there they go, and they're going to get flying by. They're not attacking at all. They want to get back to base. A lot of them are dropping like flies. Ooh, and Apophis is going to maintain a supply lead, though. And once again, rebuilding. Jobione has to rebuild Aspire again, and right now Apophis could build so many mutas, and he is. He's also getting +2 attacks to try and match his opponent, who actually is already matched with him. So he will be in the lead at this point if this were to happen. And Apophis is also just about overmined. So yes, this army, while large, while threatening, is not going to be able to engage on Apophis home turf. Not with these spores. They're going to make all the difference. Straight up muta battle is pretty much a toss-up at this point because of the even upgrades. It might be slightly in Apophis' favor after the fact, but we just see so many mutas on both players. Just look, let's count them here. We got 39 and 48. So Jobione he's got a lead. That's 9 mutas ahead. That's going to be a tipping point for the moment, but it won't be in a couple of seconds when he has the upgrade finished. So let's see what happens. This is going to be a big engagement. There we go. All of the mutas are firing on the other mutas, and it is just, oh, this is like, if there weren't Lings, this would be an epic mono battle, but a couple of mismicroed mutas is not going to be very good right now, and Jobione does a pretty good job cleaning up what he could. A couple more mutas are going to be going down, and right now we are seeing the numbers drop down to 11, so a very good trade for Jobione, but a Ling run by to try and do a lot of economic damage is going to be the next thing. And a bunch of Banes were spent on that, but they did a lot of damage as well. Too many Lings still out on the field. We're going to see a lot of these guys dropped, and that Spire might even get taken down again. Apophis in really good shape to just take these guys out. He's also building back up a bunch of his units. That Spire still there, by the way. But the Lings are going to do another run by, and Jobione has no mining units left. He's got no income. So unless this is GG from Jobione, he's going to have to, like, you know, take out everything. This base is the only mining base left for Apophis as well, but Apophis is already starting to rebuild his Ling force, and nothing can be built for Jobione. He has to finish this game now. This isn't good. The Mutas are coming in and going for the kill. A couple of them coming a little bit out of position. The Spores are going to be doing a lot of damage, but they are going to fire down a fair number. Target fire down the Queen, and they're going to be doing a lot of damage there, going straight for the Spore Crawlers and try and not die, but this might be GG for Jobione. He is losing a fair number of Mutas in this fight, and a couple more Mutas for Apophis have come in to do a lot of damage themselves. The Lings, of course, can't really do any battle with those Sky units, but they're going to just sit there and enjoy the show anyways. So that last Spore finally goes down. Right now, it's still anyone's game. This is very, very close. This is very, very close, and the income is plummeting right now for Apophis, even though he's continuing to mine out of this last mineable base, and he's going to be doing another Ling run by. So what's he going to kill? What's he going to kill? Right now, Jobione might actually still take this game. This is very close. He has enough Mutas to do a serious bit of damage, but there's no mining units on the field, so he'd have been able to produce more. He's just using the last of his minerals and his gas to be able to, you know, take everything Apophis has as out, but he has neglected any sort of defenses for his base, and right now the Lings are punishing him for it. So the Mutas, after being done with that base for the most part, are going to fly back, and this is going to be, well, it was set up to be a base race, but right now Apophis is going to say, well, I'm just going to try and kill you. Jobione has another hatch running. He's getting ready to mine that one up. And, of course, another base going down for Apophis. But still no more mining out of either player. All the tech buildings being taken out. The lair that was never upgraded to a hive. But there goes the spawning pool. Not like anything really much could be built for Jobione anyways. And, yeah, their Lings are going to run the hell away before they get taken out. The lair at 100 health survives. And all of these Lings are going to hopefully avoid a decent bit of damage from Jobione's still pretty threatening Muta army. And they're going to just be running around the field. So a lot more drones have been produced and are now getting ready to mine this base. And unfortunately, the Mutas are going to scout that because this Overlord was never taken out. Apophis is just going to say, hey, I'm just going to keep mining. This is going to be worth it. Totally. And then now it's another base race. Ling's doing the run by. Unfortunately, Apophis still doesn't know about this hidden base down here. He is thinking, oh, there might not be anything left. I'm just going to be able to base race him and win. Distance mining, the drones are going to get pulled back. A couple of Spore Crawlers doing a fair amount of damage to those Lings. But right now, they're going to come in, and they really shouldn't be here right now. A lot of damage being taken for them. And the Lings, all of a sudden, are looking very, very threatening for Jobione, who's going to have to head back to his own base and try and head off this attack. Right now, if his decently microed, Apophis could be heading out and killing this base. He's going to be doing it just in time. There goes the hive, or the lair, or the thing that you have your drones send your minerals to. And he thinks, yeah, I got it. He's got nothing left, but what he doesn't realize is, of course, there is this hidden base, and a couple of drones are mining from it. And now the Lings are going to be running around to try and scout out hidden bases. And the Mutas, still threatening. Still threatening. Oh, the Lings, they have the speed. They're going to be running very, very fast away. They want to not lose anything because there's no mining whatsoever for either of these players. Income has gone down. Production has gone down. Army supply and work 2 to 7. Apophis is mining like a madman compared to Jobione. But the army supply is still in Jobione's favor. So the Lings have to sit at home and hope they won't get attacked. And it's really just a matter of positioning. But right now, Jobione has a mining base. And he's building more drones. But the Lings are en route. If they can take this last base out, they might have a chance. There are no more buildings left on the field. Nothing else has been built except this extractor. Oh, and the Lings are going to go for it instead. But this other Ling force splits off and says, hey, I got to find the other buildings, man. There's got to be a hatch somewhere. And there it goes. Oh, Apophis thought he might have won that, but of course still not revealed. Those lings are going to get fired down and nothing doing. Oh, if only he could see this hidden base down in the bottom right-hand corner. He could win out and out. These mutas cannot take out the base, but if mined up, Jobione still has a chance to build up enough units to overwhelm his opponent's base. If he builds up more lings than this, he's able to do it. And now Jobione has decided, I am going to sit guard my front. But no, not really. I'm going to go and attack. Okay. That works. And this one ling discovers the base. Jobione is in a lot of trouble right now. His spawning pool is only just beginning. They're come back. The mutas, they know how bad this is. And a little bit of a split off. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so they're going to be... The lings are... Now they know what they have to take out. There are literally no more buildings left in the field. I don't think creep tumors count. Yeah, so a spawning pool still in production. And Jobione is also continuing to mine out of this base. Not enough lings for Apophis. He's got a lot, but he needs to kill this base now. He really needs to kill this base now before any lings start getting produced, and still more drones. It's almost been a reset, a complete reset, except Apophis never started mining again. So he's making sure there aren't any other bases, but the mutas are going to pass the lings. Oh my god! Oh my god, here they come. This is the last ditch effort. If Apophis can take this out, he will win this game. And the lings the units something or other. Jobione realizes, uh-oh, I have my base completely undefended. I have to take out all of these units before they take me out. The spawning pool is going to go down, and now target firing down the hatch. They're going to make it just in time. Here goes the hatcher. It's down to 150. It's over. And Apophis wins the game by that much. Very, very close. Very intense. Look at that, 40 minutes. Holy tits! That was not a lot of epic battling. It was just poke, 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 poke all game. Ling muta, never bothered to transition into anything. And at the end of the game, it was who had the last secret base and who had the best defended base. So the spore crawlers, they were clutch. Oh my god, they just... And you know, that's one of the more recent patches I think that made them epic, right? I don't remember the number, but that was a super duper key thing, and it paid off big time for Apophis, who kept his bases alive long enough to scout out where Jobione had his last base. He took it out. And that, you know, when you see the mirror matchups, that's what you got to do. If you're going to go the same build, you got to do the build better. And you got to cover all of your bases, literally. Cover them in spores and spines. Pro Zerg tip from a Gold League player. True story. Okay, guys, that's about it for me. I'm going to head off tonight. I'm going to ladder a lot. It's 8:30. I was kind of tired today, but now I'm wide awake. I'm going to get myself a little dinner, and then I will ladder all night. I thought about streaming it, but I want to play music, and I don't know if I'll get, like, sued or something if I play someone's music on my stream. Anyways, that's it for me. 30 minutes in, this was good. 40-minute game. That makes total sense, because StarCraft minutes are different than regular minutes. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I know everybody does it, but I don't know. I don't want to play. I'm gonna ask if it's okay. I really like a couple of artists, and like they're not huge. They're not like super indie, but they're like a couple electronic DJs from around the world, and I really like them. I want to go and ask if I could play their music on stream, like on breaks and things like that. So I'm gonna do that in a couple of days or something. Anyways, this is the last StarCast for this week. I'll be back Monday, 8 p.m. as always, and until next time, this is Pyrotechnics wishing everybody a GG. See you guys.